on laps, fight like the devil. Looks like the 2000 Talladega race in the thumbnail, iconic race, and the reason for that is because that is actually exactly what that race is. Big shout out to NASCAR Nerd 34 or Trey Wright. He was the one that originally made that logo a while back, and I had thought to myself, you know what, I might be able to use that for season 4, and I just put it over the 2000 Talladega race, and I think it came out all right. So big shout out to him. Of course, shout out to Velocity. He makes most of the thumbnails for stuff, and if I can probably have him make the thumbnail for the whole TRN Champions thing when that rolls around. But it is good to have everyone here. Sebastian, Michael, Joe, and Diego just got in here. And it is Daytona. 35 laps to kick off the 4th season, well, the 4th NR season of what I would consider the flagship series that I do. Of course, started as the old diecast series, as I've probably beaten to death. But that is how it started and evolved, and here we are, 4th season in NR. Started out with the original Cup mod 2003, then we went to 2000, then 2002, and for this season it is 1998. And wouldn't you believe it, Eli Bright, driving the Dale Earnhardt number 3, has the pole position. That is pretty cool to see. Eli Bright, also the reigning champion. He reserved that ride several weeks ago. We'll see what he'll be able to do with it. Time to go 4 wide for the lead. It's possible they actually did in one of the test races that I did. They went 4 wide for the lead in 3 and 4 on the final lap. That happened. And if we see something like that again, oh mama. But this should be pretty good nonetheless. Welcome, Viper Ghost. So as usual, we'll take a look at the top 10. Of course, I already mentioned Eli Bright here on the pole position. Pretty cool to see. Number 4, Michael Canto, is to his outside. He has been in this series in all 4 seasons, and in 3 of those 4, he has driven that car number 4. The exact same scheme, and we'll see what he'll be able to do with it this time around. Season 3, he drove the number 11. And we all know the story about what happened to him driving that car in Season 1. And then also last season, what happened with that number 4 in championship contention in the final race. Yeah. Large planes taking off overhead, plus top, plus perfect weather equals heaven. I gotta join you for like one of your plane spotting sessions at some point. We have an international airport near here, but it doesn't get nearly the traffic, so it is something kind of cool to do. I actually did it once. Anyways, carrying on here, Elijah Gordon is starting 3rd in the number 28. Roger Rader is outside. Dale Salzman and Juan Garcia in the next row, and then Sebastian Kukulon and Wyatt Walker. Last season's runner-up Tom Jonas in 9th place, starting to the inside of 10th place. Number 77, Diego Yepez. You have O'Hare, you lucky son of a gun. Man, would that be cool. We have HIA, which is, as far as an international airport goes, it might as well be a freaking regional airport. It is tiny. But there are the 442 starting positions. Of course, that will probably change quite a bit throughout the course of this one. It probably shouldn't be the predictable cycle racing that we saw in the trucks. This should be a bit better, in my opinion. This is going to be a great race. Definitely the possibility of some carnage, as long as it's not too much. But hey, the NCCS is back, and it's going to be some pretty good stuff. I live next to an Air Force base and 2 airports, 1 international, 1 regional. I get lots of planes. You are very lucky. I do live, where I live is right on course with the approach to a regional airport here. So we do get a lot of smaller stuff flying overhead, but that's about it. It's just small stuff. And man, I think it would be really cool to actually go to and spot at at a big airport like O'Hare. That would be really, really cool. Anyways, we could talk a little more about that once we get the race started, which we are going to do right now with the command. And we're going to get the Daytona 500 underway in Season 4 of the NCCS. Rolling behind the pace car. I have put the sound mod in for old time's sake. And it looks like someone didn't get going. And that would be Nathan Ormond, the 18. So that would warrant a restart. So give me a moment. Alright. Off to a great start here. Because of course it is.
To your cars.
Alright, go ahead and accelerate on through. And perfect. Yes, I know today is World Emoji Day. I mean, you can put in a certain amount of... I mean, if you want to use emojis, you feel free. Just don't spam them, please. Or you make that your sole form of communication, because I'm not good with that. Take 2. Already off to a great start here for Season 4. Ay. Let's see, is everyone rolling this time? Looks like it. The 18 is rolling. Don't see any trouble at the back. Matthew Hartford's a little slow going. But it looks like they should all file in line here. No problem. So 42 cars ready to go. Eli Bright and Michael Cantor on the front row. The flagship series is ready to go for its 4th season in NR and its 5th season in the history of its existence. Which, my gosh, that's crazy. Pace car pulling down. And Season 4, we are underway. Elijah Gordon to the front of the field early on here. Leads the first lap. Dale Salzman behind him now, looking to his inside in the 98, Tom Jonas. And not the best start there for either of the front row starters. Bright or Canto. But Salzman with the lead now. Jonas with Nathan Ormond behind him. Joe Rutkowski in the 1 car. And Sean Fay in the 30 in his first ever start. Cool to have him on board for this. Jonas might be able to get the run here. This is the track where coming out of turn 4, the inside lane with not nearly as much room, definitely has to check it up a bit. And the outside lane gets the momentum, so it's a trade-off, shorter way around versus momentum out of turn 4. Luke Rainey, I honestly don't think you're in this. I don't believe you signed up. You're welcome to stay, though, of course. As Nathan Ormond takes the race lead. Rutkowski might look for it here. Sean Fay with help from the 11 of Evan Hunter. First time I've seen him for a little while. And then Carter Friesen, who won this race last season, driving the number 20. He is now in the number 82 for this season. As my gosh, you see how stacked up they all are. Frame rate's dropping. Definitely always drops a lot more whenever I'm streaming. Rutkowski trying to hang on here on the outside lane. Has help from Tom Jonas. Sean Fay, no help there on the inside in the number 30. But does have the shorter way around. So generally in that case, it cancels out. And yeah, they might. They might. They get a lot closer in these cars than they did in the trucks. As Rutkowski with a great runoff is able to clear the 30 and takes the lead outright. You'll see him come up here to cover Tom Jonas, who's going to get the run on the high side and shoot on back down here. That's what I like about this track. When someone takes the lead, they can hold it for a good while. Although Tom Jonas is looking to change that in the 24. Same car all 4 seasons that this series has existed. He has always driven that 24 Rainbow Warrior car. Elijah Gordon coming back here in the inside lane. Help from the 0-2, and that is Sienna Merrill in the Powerpuff Girls scheme. Kind of the meme scheme of this series. The 5 car, I see it back there in the inside lane about mid-pack. So Tom Jonas with the lead now. Elijah Gordon filing in behind him. Sean Fay not able to stay in front of the 0-2. Who now is going to have the 12 behind her. That is Chris Myers. Colton Yo is the 17. The reason I'm saying these names an awful lot is because I'm trying to familiarize myself with them for the remainder of the season. 18 races as usual. As Gordon on the inside. We'll see if he'll be able to complete the move. He's clear at the moment. Can he keep the 24 behind him? Looks like he should. Throws the block and he will lead this lap. The 50. It looks like it's just a couple spots ahead of the 5 there. And on the inside lane. So about the same as the 5, about mid-pack. Nope. Well, you got McDowell in the trucks, at least. He's going with a big lead here as there are 3 wide behind him. That might not work out in his favor for too long. 18, about mid-pack there. Nathan Orman driving. Up on the high side right now. Colton Yo got up the second here. Chris Myers is going to look to take that from him. And you got the 36. I believe that is Nicholas Wade. Good to have him back after a good while. 64. I'm pretty sure that's Ryan Kendall and Johnny Gardner in the 35, that orange and white car. But the 12 has now cleared the mess. We'll see if he'll be able to do anything about the 28. Is Kugelon in this series? Yes, he is. He is, I don't remember what car, but I'm pretty sure he is. I'm trying to remember what car, though. And I cannot remember. The 99. He is the 99. That's what he is. It's 99. See him right up there on the high side as the 36. Trying to make a move on the 12. Not able to make that stick. Now Chris Myers looking to make the move. He does not have any help at the moment, but now the 64 comes down with him. 36, one of your all-time favorites. That is a neat scheme. Pretty cool to see these cars. This mod has some really, really cool stuff. And it has a really good damage model, too. It's pretty impressive. Hopefully we don't have to see it too much, though, in this race. But there is a possibility as Elijah Gordon manages to hold the lead. For now, we're going to go 3 wide for the lead. 12 on the inside, 36 in the middle. Gordon up high in the 28, the 96. Now pushing the 12. 96 is Matthew Hartford, I believe. WC 98, Winston Cup 98, yes sir. You see how close they're getting, though, on the edge of going 4 wide, which we all know pretty much the moment they do that, it does not end well. But the most popular spot for that is about middle of 3 and 4. And then out of turn 4. And hello, I almost said AJ. LJ. Sorry, I had wrestling on the mind. So Nicholas Wade with the lead at the moment in the number 36. That's still a good ways to go here. 25 to go to be exact. And the 73 starting to make some hay here. That is Rob Evans. Ben Crouch right behind him in the 5. Right now, top 3. Just in the line. Right when I say that, the 96 says, nope. Let's get on up there, boys. And he is looking for second place. I'm pretty good with racing on this mod. I almost won a race, but yeet. Yeah, 96, that is a cool car. There are so many cool schemes in this mod. There are a lot of schemes that I wanted to have, but I had to make cuts for the 42 car field. I think some of them include the 71, the 72. But the decision was made to cut those. It was tough going, because there's a lot of schemes in this mod. But hey, I think it all worked out. As speaking of the 96, he is coming up to the point. Moving up the track there a little bit. Might open the door for Elijah Gordon, who was leading a little earlier. And he is going to take that spot away for the time being. Oscar Anderson, the 50. Right there with him. Oh, boy. Trying to slide up to cover that spot. 96 not wanting to give up his momentum. It got a little iffy there. But so far, lap 14. Some pretty tight racing, but pretty good racing at that. Still got all 42 cars running, no problem. And all 42 cars with a shot. Although the 50 making a awkward move there. And we might see 4 wide if we're not careful. And we are 4 wide. Right when I say that, announcer's jinx might kick in. A lot of contact being made. And around they're going to go. Nicholas Wade is around. Can he save it? 73, he cannot. And up into the middle of the pack. That is the huge one. And that is going to be a caution, no doubt. Rutkowski up on his side. Severe damage to the 37, the net zero car. That is Daniel Bouchard. As the pace car is coming out. Some of these cars have not taken the caution yet and are still racing back. Leader is Matthew Hartford. Looks like it's only these 6 that have not taken the yellow flag yet, which they are going to do right now. With Hartford the leader, Ben Kraut second. That's Cody Reynolds in third. And Elijah Gordon, Oscar Anderson, Matthew Phillips are the top 6. Chris Myers, Carter Friesen, Ryan Kendall. And then you got to go a ways back to find Johnny Gardner in 10th. A lot of cars that were affected in some way, shape, or form from that crash. But, man, absolutely destroyed are some of these guys. You saw the 37 there. There's the 99. Absolutely mauled. Jeffers lined back the 42 car. Nicholas Wade, who was leading earlier. Nathan Ormond. We saw Rutkowski go up on his side. And we've had more trouble. Crash under caution. And Wyatt Walker now will be added to that scrap pile, along with Wyatt Quayle in the 55. I think that's who that is, the 55. Indeed, that is. Not sure what happened there. Although I will admit I do hate when that happens. We'll go get a look at the carnage that initially ensued. I mean, you saw how awkward of a position they were in. And then just shooting the gap from there. And right here, middle four wide, Rob Evans, Johnny Gardner, Sean Fay. That's a bit of a coincidence. And then just a lot of contact, and then around goes the 36, and then trying to avoid it, the 73 goes up the track and then gets bounced down in front of Gardner. A lot of different things happen to contribute to that. Tom Jonas also in that, absolutely destroyed. Dawson Wheeler, the 10. And it is a very long, long list of guys who were involved in a pretty darn short list of those who were not. Now I am going to jump ahead here to see what the heck led to this secondary trouble. Looks like it might be further up the road. Yeah, those guys are really slowing down up there. And Sean Fay getting into the back of the 21. 21, I think, is Julius Anderson. And that is what led to everything else. Yeah, Sean Fay, not sure what he was trying to do there. He was at speed down there in the flat and plowed in there, so that's all on him, to be honest. Yes, I do indeed plan on running net zero tomorrow, but man, carnage. Just shy of 20 laps to go. Not quite what you wanted to see this early on. You have that as Julius Anderson, there's Evan Hunter, Nick Kennedy. It is Stapleton coming off of pit road, and the list of drivers with damage after that is pretty much endless. Seth Cole, you saw the 43. Not sure how much damage Johnny Gardner got, but he's 10th. In all honesty, I think that's probably going to cut the number of guys who can now contend for this win at least in half. Not more. I'll do my best. I'll do my dang best. We've pretty much reached the halfway point, and the list of retirees pretty massive. Wyatt Quayle, Tom Jonas, Jeffers Lineback, Joe Redkowski, William Brock, Wyatt Walker, Julius Anderson still shown alive, but a lap down. Sean Fay is done. Daniel Bouchard, Nicholas Wade, both out of the race. Evan Hunter, Nick Kennedy also still shown, at least capable of surviving. Double fire restarts should have been disabled, so we won't have to worry about them being on the inside lane if they are indeed going to continue. Lights are out. And are they on the racetrack still? They are not. Their days are done. A number of other guys with major damage. And that is a pretty topsy-turvy running order. I know that Nathan Orman had some major damage. Some of these other guys, though, I'm not sure how much they have. So in all honesty, for all I know, we might only have 15 guys that might still have a shot at this. But we'll see, as it will be 16 to go. Matthew Hartford the leader. And Ben Crouch, Cody Reynolds, Elijah Gordon, and Oscar Anderson, the top 5. We'll see what they'll be able to do here. And also the possible concern of lap traffic, which we saw on full display in the truck race 2 days ago. As we're back to racing. Great jump for the 96. This is where we're going to start to see who's going to be able to keep up and who is not. I'll give it a lap or two here for everyone to get up to speed, and then we can properly see what the deal is. So Hartford out there all by himself. Going to go 3 wide for second place. That's going to help him out a bit. Elijah Gordon helping out Cody Reynolds. Matthew Phillips helping Oscar Anderson. And this field is already spreading out pretty bad. Might see a huge run here for Reynolds. We're going to have to see here as it looks like we got guys coming down pit row, and I'm not sure what the deal is there. Because pit stops should full well be disabled. But Eli Bright, Dick Pez, Joe Jefferson, or Jay Jefferson, excuse me, Al Legacy, not sure what they're doing unless they have a problem. But no, this should not be strategy. Fuel usage should have been lowered enough that they should not be pitting at all. Unless it's somehow, by some ridiculous means, got moved to ×2. But even then, I'm not sure. If anyone else comes down pit road here, well then I'm gonna have a problem. But that was 4 separate guys. No one pits that time. I am so confused as Matthew Phillips has taken the lead in the 31. I am baffled as to whatever that was for, because it was 4 guys. If it was 1, okay. Unless they had extra damage that we didn't see. Whatever. Already a weird start to the season. Had to restart the race because someone didn't get going, and now a big crash and weird phantom pit stops have brought the number of contenders for the win down to 12 cars. You see Juan Garcia and Josephine O'Neill trying to keep up, but not really being able to do so. Actually, it's 13 cars. My bad! Oh no! Carter freezing into the wall! And he is around. And I have no idea what caused that. That is indeed a caution. That may have saved the 77 and the 3, as well as the 33. That was a very, very weird circumstance. Matthew Phillips all by himself is going to lead them back. Cody Reynolds will be second. Not sure what the 40 did there. Ryan Kendall. Zachary Fitzwater will be fourth. And there's fifth. That's Brandon Gomez. What the heck happened there? I am absolutely lost. Again, that absolutely saved those guys, but Carter Friesen and Matthew Hartford now losing all the track position, but the 82 severely damaged. What was that? Let's find out here. Going 20 miles an hour slower, still getting up to speed, and they're just trying to split him, and Oscar Anderson is the one that got into him. And then just sent him around. Great save by the 64. But, I mean, I'm gonna have to put the falter on the 40 and the 50 for that. Everyone else taking avoidant action. Could have been a lot worse than it was, but still, that is going to be a few guys with even worse damage. But yeah, that was in part of a minor scale LePage. And now the field of contenders has gotten even smaller. Carter Friesen doesn't look like he'll be able to go 2 in a row for the Daytona 500. Again, Eli Bright, Diego Yepez, Al Legacy getting saved by that will remain on the lead lap. And that has given the lead to the 31 of Matthew Phillips. And Code, I'm afraid you are not. I think you are one of the guys that were out. in that earlier crash. Or no, you're still on track. Apparently you're still on track. 14th. There you go, Matty. Y'all are coming at just the right time. Where's my last second car, huh? Well, right now you're 25th. Yeah, we'll have to see what this is gonna do for the race. Lights are still on, so we will be within 10 to go. It looks like it will probably be 8 to go. And that will indeed be the case. Carter Friesen is still out there. Jay Jefferson a lap down. Getting lapped. But Friesen's still out there. Last car in line. But this is going to be a pretty small number of guys who can now contend for this victory. But hey, sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles. And Jay Jefferson is restarting third in line. That's going to be a little iffy. I'm not sure how much damage he got, or even why he pitted in the first place. So it's Matthew Phillips and Cody Reynolds, then a lap car. Then the 64, 13, and 6. We're back to racing. 40 got a decent jump there. But we'll see how he'll survive on speed. Looks like he's laboring a little bit. And they're starting to stack up behind him. 3 cars starting to pull away. Ryan Kendall, Matthew Phillips, Cody Reynolds. Fitzwater gets out of the way. Brandon Gomez is going to file in that gap. And the 40 is definitely struggling. But we'll see if everyone else will be able to catch up. It is 7 laps to go this time by. Are we really going to go 4 wide again? Good grief, we are. And Johnny Gardner is going to go around off the bumper of the 88. Is that going to be a caution or not? Oh, that will be. Oh, my goodness. The 88 came back up the racetrack, and now Dale Salzman and Sienna Merrill are destroyed. Caution will come out for that. That just kind of saved Johnny Gardner. And this is probably going to be green-white checkered territory now. Matthew Phillips trying to lead them back once again. Ryan Kendall's going to get the run on the outside lane. Who's going to lead them back? Looks like it's going to be the 64. But this is looking like a green-white checkered now to determine a winner of this race, which has just been an attrition fest. I was expecting 1, maybe 2 cautions. 3 is a decent number, as Seth Cole looks like he's gonna bring down pit road again. He may have gotten some more damage. Dale Salzman, of course, destroyed, and the 0-2. Santa Merrill, not good there. 1 lap shootout. I don't think so. I think this will be green-white checkered. Maybe 3 laps even. But yeah, you just saw the 88. What the heck? Whoa, 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 whoa. Did I just see the 50 just... Did the 50 just dart left? Okay, whatever that was. But then, yeah, the 88 just came up, and yeah, Seth Cole was indeed collected. Again, could have actually been a lot worse than it was. Not sure what Oscar Anderson was doing there. But Salzman, Sienna Merrill, both probably going to be out of the race from that. Seth Cole also just fallen victim to that in the car, in the 43 car. In the car, yeah, there's lots of cars. But again, Could have been a lot worse than it was. So we'll see what this is going to result in. So looking at the field, Ryan Kendall, Matthew Phillips, excuse me, Zachary Fitzwater, Brandon Gomez, and Cody Reynolds, the top 5. And you got Ben Crouch, Chris Myers, Josephine O'Neill, Juan Garcia, and Elijah Gordon. Top 10. The 40 will be restarting 12th in line. We'll see what effect that will have. Johnny Garner losing out on a lot of track position, but we'll at least have a shot to make up some spots. Thanks to that caution. And Seth Cole has retired from the race along with the 02. Well, not yet. And the 98, but the 02. I mean, that car was absolutely destroyed. I think the Powerpuff Girls just went poof. I don't know. Using the new logo, I see. Hey, there he is. And yes, sir. I said to myself, hey, I could maybe use that for season 4 if that rolls around. And here we are. And I gotta say, man, you did a great job. I just put it over that backdrop. Looks pretty good, man. So, hey, let's give our shout outs there to NASCAR Nerd 34. He is the one that created, in part, this thumbnail that you see. Lights are out. Green, white, checkered for the Daytona 500. The first race of season 4. This is going to be something. Ryan Kendall's going to have his hands full trying to hang on to the lead. But this has just been a war of attrition. I think at this point, a finish in the top 10, no matter what, is probably going to be pretty satisfying considering the carnage that we have seen. I think the Powerpuff Girls. Oh, Lord. One of the many soon to become infamous quotes from none other than Mr. Andrew Miller, a.k.a. Top Dragster. Yeet. Pace car pulls down. Green, white, checkered. Coming back up to speed. 64 leading, 31 sticking with him. They pull a slight gap on everyone else. Shooting way down there on the 6 and the 90. Quite a few Fords back there. We'll see there. Do you want me to put the actual TRN logo in it? No, that's actually, I think it's perfect just the way it is. I'm just fine with it. I am die. Lap and a half to go. And a great run there for the 31. Takes the lead by himself. Kendall dropping back on the outside lane. It is the white flag this time by. Juan Garcia, big run there in the 2. He's hooked up with his teammate now, Chris Myers, as the white flag flies. Cody Reynolds going to make the move. No surprise there. Ben Crouch going to get put into the middle lane. Lapis and I have to go, shut up. .31 with the run. 12 going to try and go with his fellow Ford. Who is going to get the run out of turn 4? Juan Garcia ditches his teammate into the middle lane. Cody Reynolds by himself. Man who's been around for a long, long time. Originally signed up in the Arcadia Bay Tour, is going to win the Daytona 500. Cody Reynolds and car number 90. That's cool. That is cool. And did I say Hartford by accident when referring to the 31? I apologize if I did. I tend to do that a lot, but that was awesome. A little more carnage than I would have wanted, but hey, nicely done. So Cody Reynolds with the victory. And Chris Myers looks like he just beat out the 31 for second place. It will be Phillips in third. And then I think Ben Crouch, indeed, will finish fourth. We'll look on through everything else. Over here, official standings. Juan Garcia will emerge with the top 5 out of that. Pretty cool to have him on board. Ryan Kendall led at the start of that green-white checkered. Will bring it home in 6th place. Brandon Gomez, Elijah Gordon, Zachary Fitzwater, and a name that we hardly really mentioned, if at all, 17 Colton Yo will emerge with a top 10 finish. And Josephine O'Neill, Eli Bright, Diego Pez, after that weird pit stop that they made. Who knows why. 12th and 13th, Hartford and Legacy. Top 15. Look at the pit stop. Yeah, 13th. I mean, who knows? Maybe what that actually was maybe strategy, so that they would not be in the middle of that pack, and they just felt like something bad was going to happen, and it wound up working for them. 13 nerd. But man, that is a pretty big DNF list. Hopefully it'll be a little bit better for Las Vegas, which will be the second race of this 18-race season. Followed by Phoenix, and then Auto Club, and then I cannot remember. But 18 races in total on tap for this season. 1 race down, so that leaves 17 to go. Of course, also got the trucks in their 15-race total season. So it's good. It's good to be back, and good to be doing this. Pretty good stuff. So quick trip to victory lane. For car number 90, Cody Reynolds bringing it home for the first race. Taking the checkered flag. It was a race of survival, and he survived. Well, if you want to, there might be a way to downgrade it back to Windows 7 or something. I think that's what Carter actually had to do. But he did it. Windows 10 just seems like an absolute mess to me, and that's why I stick with Windows 7 and forever will until it eventually just blows up on itself or something. So anyways, I think that will do it. Yeah, a little more, I will admit, a lot more carnage than I was hoping to see. But hey, it's Daytona, it's plate racing. It's going to happen. So that's some good racing there. Coming to the checkered flag. You also can't download Movie Maker. Okay, that's just weird. I mean, I did try and get Movie Maker onto this laptop, but it wouldn't let me. Or like something was wrong with like a configuration thing or something. I don't know. That sounds like it's more of a computer thing as opposed to related to Windows. But yeah, if worst comes to worst, I'm sure you can probably get it back to what's Majiggy. They stopped selling it. Selling? Well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But still, I'm sure that there's some place that you can download it from, or some other software that you can use. I got Movie Maker on my main PC downstairs. That's what I'm sticking with for now. I know that much. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up here. And Michael, someday or another, you and I are going plane spotting at O'Hare. Or somewhere. Because I don't know, that seemed pretty cool. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up here. And just say thank you all for watching. And thank you for being a part of this. Even though it was a month away, we're back at it. And it's good to be back. So thank you all for watching. Have yourselves a good night. Not sure when the next race will be as of yet. So keep an eye on Discord. I will and try and inform everyone when I know for sure. Congrats to Cody Reynolds once again. Great to have everyone back. Good to be back, like I've already said 1,000 times. Just hope that everyone has a good night. Take care. and bye for now.